Just got done planting some lavender in my new lavender field. And I thought to myself, you know what? Time for some breakfast. And then after that, I'll show off my handiwork. Right now, I'm looking for a tripod. But I don't know where my tripod is because I just don't pay attention. But if I can find my tripod, I will set you guys down. Anyway, I'm Daniel of Sweet Berry World, and I am on the Sweet Berry Farm today. And I already got quite a workout in. I've been outside for a couple hours planting lavender, and I'm now looking for my tripod. My goodness. I really need to store my stuff in like a go bag so I can, a bug out bag or something, so I can keep track of my items. Ooh, especially with me working this new job, I still want to maintain my spirit of exploration, and you know, I am limited with how much time I have to explore the world and hike and see pretty things. But if I have like stuff in my car ready to go when I'm done with work, you know, I could go out and get a hike in or whatever if I'm ready and have all my camera gear and stuff. So I probably should become a little more organized. I have no idea where my tripod is. I was playing with it the other day. But anyway, should have went live after I found that. That would have taken me an extra hour to find. That's why you need multiple of everything. I just wish I was like extremely so I could have like 3 little tripods. Anyway, cinnamon rolls, anybody? Yeah. They're not healthy for me, but I'm feeling like I need to reward myself working hard. We'll go 375, get the oven preheated. I got some delicious cinnamon rolls. Somewhere deep in the fridge. Let's see, June 27th, is that today? There we go. We got a fresh, ready to expire thing of cinnamon rolls, so we'll use those up. Holy cow. Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited for this new lavender patch. I don't feel like I've amended my soil as well as it could be. Lavender, you know, is kind of like from the coast. It likes warm Mediterranean climates. So rocky soil with plenty of sand, but you know, oh, holy mackerel. It likes rocky soil, and I'm providing it heavy clay. But I did go to the home improvement store and pick up some leveling sand for like making patios. It's a little grittier and thicker. I have a river, but that sand's pretty fine. So it likes like heavy clay soil. What the heck? I have a blister right on my thumb. Kind of weird. Huh. That's unique. Okay, I'm giving myself blisters. But it's coming together. I got 12 lavender plants in raised beds that that I recently created. So it's looking like good and stuff. So that's exciting. I don't know how if they're gonna survive the winter or the summer for that matter. And I am getting them planted kind of late in the season. I mean, it's what, almost July. But it's been a dream for the past couple of years to experiment with some lavender. So this year I purchased about 40 lavender plants. I figure that would be a good test for maybe getting more lavender and having a little lavender farm. But you got to kind of start instead of buying 1,000 lavender plants, starting with like 40 is probably a much better number in case they all die. And the thing is, I'm in such a horrible weather area that, you know, my lavender could survive for 5 years, but, you know, all it takes is a really bad winter and everything can die. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to embark on this experiment. I'm in zone 4B, and that's like really at the precipice and beyond of unsurvivability for a lavender plant. They can do okay in zone 5, but I'm really pushing my luck, so we'll see what happens. If I'm gonna lose all the plants, I'm probably out $200, which, you know, to be able to run a pretty decent experiment, that's not bad. There's a price to be paid, but $200 isn't that bad. I mean, it's bad, but at least I get like a full season out of them, and they look pretty, they smell pretty, and then I can, you know, keep my dream alive. So I think for $200, it's worth it. Labor's free. Labor is not costing much more than some good exercise. Wasted time, not really. It's not completely therapeutic, but it's good to get out and get some exercise and stuff, get some sunshine. So, I mean, there is prices paid beyond the $200 in plants, but it's really not that bad. All right, so I got my cinnamon rolls ready to pop into the oven. Right now it's sitting at 165. So, without further ado, I think we walk outside and take a look at the lavender and do a little tour of what I got going on so far. I'm out of sand, so I'm not gonna finish planting my lavender until I go to the store and get some like paver base with some like rocks in it and, you know, some thicker sand that I can amend into my clay soil that I have out there. Looking for my shoes. Oh yeah, they're outside because they're muddy. So come along with me and I'll just walk through my experiment in lavender and show you what's going on just for funsies. And then, you know, maybe I can inspire you if you're in a cold climate to run your own experiment. Because lavender's a fun little plant. I mean, you can make stuff out of it and sell bouquets of lavender flowers and all sorts of things. So it's a fun thing. And bees love it. That's like the real benefit. I might not be able to make any money, but you know, it's fun. Bees like it. Why not? All right, so here we are, my new lavender field. So what I've done, I've taken my little Kubota BX 2680. You don't need one of these, but it helps. And I got a tiller on the back of it. And I've just tilled into like my yard to break up all the, because you know I could shovel the sod by hand, but that tiller. I've taken my shovel and I've soil clumps and the sod and stuff rows. So not ideal, right? Because the grass will probably start growing and then I'll have, you know, I don't know. Or it'll just compost and then it'll just be dirt. But that, anyway. So I've tilled a section of my yard. I've shoveled all of the loose stuff into piles and created rows. I have a dream. I have a little stream bed that's, you know, only running with water when it's raining and spring runoff and stuff. So I have a idea of building a rock wall and then a bridge across the dried stream bed that sometimes isn't so dry, to get over to the other side and then continue some lavender rows or maybe strawberry rows or whatever, all facing wonderful Mount Sally. So I got a little mountain right where I'm pointing called Mount Sally right there off in the distance. And I thought it would be cool to have my rows kind of pointing towards the little mountain thing. So I have like a path big enough to like drive my tractor through to get across the bridge eventually to the other field. And then I have walking rows between my mounds. Lavender doesn't like wet feet, so they probably like to be planted in mounded rows or whatever. So anyway, I purchased I went to, like, you know, my home improvement store. I purchased some bags of pea gravel. This is just to kind of mulch around the plants. The sun catches it, it warms it up. Lavender likes to be warm and dry and, you know, I mean, they like water too, but not too much. So the mound hopefully helps the water to percolate through and get out of here. Pea gravel to mulch around. I'm mending my soil with what? Leveling sand. I didn't get play sand because play sand's kind of leveling sand's a little thicker. So I got leveling sand, and then I also got some paver base. Paver base is like just ground up rocks and stuff, and the leveling sand's more sandy, but it still has some rocks. And so I, you know, took a couple handfuls of each of the leveling sand and the paver base, right in the area where I was gonna plant my lavender. And then I also created a mixture of compost and peat moss and some vermiculite, and I'm throwing a couple handfuls in each hole also. And then I'm mixing that up and stuff with my shovel. Then I'm getting my plant that I purchased and planting it in there, and it looks pretty good. Eventually I'll collect a bunch of rocks and I'll line my rows with rocks, so that'll look like it's been there for 1,000 years and it'll look incredible. But that's going to take a lot of work. That's like my future goal. But as you can see, I planted out one row. My row's a little crooked. It's not perfectly straight. I just kind of eyeballed everything up, but it's good enough. Once these kind of branch and get bigger, you know, you won't even be able to tell the difference. Good enough for me. But you can see I got one complete row. There's 10 plants in it. This is phenomenal lavender. So phenomenal lavender has probably the best chance to survive in a zone 4B. And you can see how the row kind of points towards good old Mount Sally off in the distance. So I'm trying to, like, landscape a little bit, trying. So this is my experiment. So we got a phenomenal lavender planted this morning. And then the next row right here, I want to plant Hildecott Blue. Hildecott Blue lavender also does pretty well in a colder climates. But again, zone 5 is kind of the cutoff for these. So I'm really pushing it. Plus, I'm in the river valley. I mean, behind me, there's a bridge right there. So I'm kind of low. I mean, it gets lower. The river's still another 20 feet down. But, I'm still kind of pushing it. Getting plenty of sun over here, though. So I have that going for me. The question is, did I amend my soil well enough with sand and rock to allow for good drainage? That'll be the test, because you don't want to get root rot. Lavender likes a little bit drier. You know what I mean? So hopefully I did a good enough job with this first row amending it. I kind of ran out of my paver base and stuff for this second one. But again, it's clay soil with a bunch of grass clumps and stuff. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. I'm trying. We'll see how it goes. But as you can see, off to an incredible start. And then the next step will be, can I overwinter this stuff? That'll be a test. If we get plenty of snow, that'll go a long way in helping it survive the winter. But if we don't get snow and let's say it gets really cold, the roots are going to die. I mean, we still need to keep the soil pretty decently warm somehow. And hopefully the rocks help with that, absorbing a little bit of heat and stuff. And anyway, it's all one big, huge experiment, but good old Mount Sally is looking down and proud of what we're feeling. I know you, but you do not divulge your name, your true identity. Lavender plants are growing, that's for sure. So, and then as you can see, I got Hildecott Blue in pots ready to go. I just need to go to the store and get a little more paver base and leveling sand to amend in there so I can continue planting rows and rows of wonderful lavender. Let's see, can you see the purple flowers? There you go. All right, look at that. I mean, lavender season may be already past its prime. I'm not quite sure, but you can see we got some purple flowers in here. So good times. Good times. All right. I'm kind of tired from all the work I've done this morning, but you know what? That's okay. We still have to plant our garden. I mean, we've planted a lot of it, but look at this. We still got a lot of plants to get in there. Some tomatoes. I have some lavender here. That's probably wet. Should probably dry this stuff out. Look at that. That ain't gonna be helpful. Lavender does not like to be completely soaked. So we'll set that aside. We got about 4 inches of rain in the last few days. So holy mackerel. Ugh. Pardon my bouncy camera here. All right, we better get inside and get our cinnamon rolls going. I'm kind of hungry. Gotta kick off the shoes so I don't get mud in the house. Do. There we go. All right. Let us see how we're doing on the temperature here. There's the cinnamon rolls. Oh, we're already at 375. So we're ready to start cooking. All right. I'm going to set the camera down so I can get the cinnamon rolls put in the oven. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Better throw the garbage away. So what do you guys think? Was the little lavender field fabulous, or was it not fabulous? All right. We're still working on the garden out there. I think I need to get to the garden and cut some grass. Here's the garden. Just beyond. Yeah, the grass is kind of overtaking the garden. Look at that. Can't even see an open soil. Let's see. Holy cow. I think we got tomatoes, potatoes. We have some garlic, all sorts of wonderful things out there. But I am kind of tired. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my cinnamon rolls, and I'm going to take a little rest because I'm like kind of tired. Ugh. But if I get energy, I'll come back. So, happy Saturday. Berries are sweet and life is sweeter. Bye-bye.